Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're tackling a really transformative topic.
Yeah.
How artificial intelligence, specifically those generative AI tools like, ChatGPT everyone's talking about, is fundamentally changing the architecture, engineering, and construction, the AEC industry.
Right. It's moving fast.
Exactly. And you're probably tuning in because you want to quickly grasp what's happening. Maybe it impacts your work, or maybe you're just curious. Our source for this is the AE Marketer's Guide to Artificial Intelligence.
hmm And think of our mission today as like your shortcut. We want to get you well informed, fast.
Right.
We're pulling out the most crucial insights from this guide, how AI is being used in AEC, the benefits, which are pretty surprising sometimes,
Yeah.
the potential pitfalls too, you got to watch out for those, and maybe even a glimpse of what's coming next. It's really about getting you up to speed on this whole revolution.
Okay, let's unpack this then. When we
Right.
talk generative AI, how does it how does it learn to create stuff? What's going on under the hood?
Well, at its core, it's kind of a two-stage process. It's pretty fascinating.
Okay.
First, it gets trained on just colossal amounts of text data. We're talking books, articles, websites. I mean, billions of data points.
Wow.
And this lets it recognize language patterns, different writing styles, understand sort of the rules of communication. Then, once it's soaked all that up, it can generate new content when you give it a prompt and instruction.
So it's like it reads this massive library and then figures out how to write its own response based on everything it learned.
That's a great way to put it, yeah. And a key technique it uses is called generative text completion.
Okay.
Basically, you give it a start, like a phrase or a question, and it predicts and generates the most probable sequence of words to follow. It's all based on that huge amount of text it analyzed.
Like autocomplete on steroids?
Kinda, yeah, but much more complex. So if you type, say, sustainable building design for the AI tries to predict the most likely relevant words to finish that sentence based on all the AEC stuff it's seen.
Right, okay. But here's where it gets interesting, because the guide really stresses that AI, even though it can generate all this,
Yeah.
it's not a perfect replacement for human expertise, is it?
Exactly. No, not all.
Yeah.
It's incredibly powerful, sure. But generative AI can miss the subtle human stuff,
Right.
the really specific personalization or that deep practical industry knowledge that, well, AEC pros have.
Like understanding what a client really wants, even if they don't say it, or knowing tiny local code details.
Precisely that, those nuances. That's where the human element, the collaboration, becomes not just valuable,
Yep.
but like absolutely essential.
And to get the AI to actually give you something useful, you can't just mumble at it. There's a skill involved, right, in guiding it.
Absolutely. That's where prompt engineering comes in. It's a real art and a science, too.
Okay.
It's about carefully crafting your prompt, the instructions you feed the AI to get much better, more targeted, more, useful outputs. It's learning how to talk to the AI effectively.
So it's a powerful tool, but it needs a skilled director to get a good performance.
Got it. Now, the guide talks about AI fueling creativity in AEC.
Yeah.
How does a computer program actually help architects and engineers be creative?
Well, what's fascinating is how AI acts as this super powerful analytical tool, which then kind of feeds back into and expands human creativity.
How so?
For example, it can analyze just vast amounts of data, existing design patterns, building codes from everywhere, even old construction challenges, and then generate optimized design options a human designer might not have thought of right away, like finding a new way to solve an old problem because it saw a pattern we missed.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Imagine an architect trying to get maximum natural light into a building with tricky structural limits. AI could rapidly look at thousands of similar projects and suggest window placement or building orientation that's, nice to look at and structurally sound, but maybe in a way that feels quite innovative.
Okay, so it's crunching rules and past examples super fast to propose things that are compliant, maybe even novel. That's more than just speed. That's like idea generation.
It really is. And it goes beyond just compliance. The guide mentions how AI, especially when you link it with VR and AR,
Oh, yeah, virtual reality and augmented reality.
right, it can create these incredibly immersive design visualizations. Clients can actually experience a space before it's built.
Instead of just looking at flat drawings.
Exactly, which leads to better feedback, more insightful feedback, and that fosters a more creative, collaborative design process overall. A client walking through a virtual building designed with AI help might spot something or feel something that sparks a whole new design direction.
So it makes the abstract tangible, improves communication, and hopefully leads to more innovative designs. Makes sense.
Precisely. The guide even calls AI a digital collaborator. something that can spark new ideas, push creative limits for architects and engineers.
A digital collaborator. I like that.
Yeah. It can analyze complex environmental data, like, say, microclimate patterns for urban planning or intricate energy use models for a building, and recommend sustainable solutions that might not have been, you know, immediately obvious.
It's like having a brainstorming partner with perfect memory and an eye for hidden connections.
That's a good way to think about it.
Yeah.
But, and this is crucial, the guide really underscores this. It's a collaboration.
Right. The human isn't out of the loop.
Not at all. AI generates concepts, maybe lots of options, but humans bring the context, the aesthetic judgment, the refinement. It's about boosting human creativity with AI's analytical muscle, definitely not replacing that human spark.
Okay, let's get practical. Where in the day-to-day grind of AEC is AI actually showing up? The guide breaks down the project lifecycle.
Yeah, gives a good overview. Let's start with sales and marketing. Often the first touch point, right?
Mm-hmm.
AI can analyze past project requirements, client preferences, and help generate really targeted, persuasive proposals. Think about the hours saved just by automating the first draft of content tailored to a specific client.
Oh, I can definitely see the appeal there. Hunting through old proposals is such a time sink.
Exactly. And it goes further.
Yeah.
Those AI visualization tools we mentioned, 3D models, virtual tours, they can really boost client understanding and build trust early on.
Makes the sale easier if they can truly see it.
Right. Plus, AI can analyze customer interactions, market trends, give you data-driven insights to shape your whole sales strategy, and even automate some routine stuff like lead nurturing and follow-ups.
So find prospects, show them a compelling vision, keep them engaged. That's a powerful toolkit. What about actually writing the proposal?
This is a big one. AI can really streamline the whole proposal writing workflow.
How specifically?
Well, it can help generate compelling content, make sure all the client-specific requirements are hit, and even help with that prompt engineering we talked about to get the most out of the AI tools themselves.
The guide mentions refining win themes, generating case studies. How does AI help there?
So it can analyze past successful proposals to see what themes and language worked well,
Smart.
then help generate fresh win themes tailored to the new opportunity. For case studies, it can sift through project data, pull out key results, help structure the story, maybe even suggest quotes based on project docs. And it's great for quickly rewriting existing proposal sections to make them clearer or punchier.
Sounds like it's boosting not just speed, but the quality and persuasiveness too. That could be a real edge.
Absolutely. The guide also notes AI can help personalize proposals by analyzing client needs, maybe even inferring underlying challenges based on the project type.
Okay.
And it helps with team collaboration, quickly finding and synthesizing info from past projects. Plus, offering fresh phrasing, ensuring consistent tone and voice, adapting to market shifts, all based on data from what's worked before.
It's almost like having an always-on proposal strategist assistant. Okay, let's shift gears to the core, design and engineering. How's AI fitting in there?
Well, we touched on generating design options and optimizing performance, but it goes deeper. It can analyze detailed environmental data, sun angles, wind patterns, you name it, and energy use patterns from similar buildings to suggest genuinely energy-efficient, sustainable designs.
Beyond just basic compliance.
Right. It can run simulations, rapidly testing different structural tweaks for environmental impact or energy efficiency, giving engineers valuable data-backed insights for their decisions.
So it's helping create smarter, greener buildings through heavy-duty analysis. Okay, and finally, project management, keeping those complex AEC projects on track.
Yeah, in PM, AI can automate a lot of routine admin tasks, freeing up the project manager's time for more strategic work.
That alone is huge.
It is. It can also lead to more accurate forecasts for timelines and budgets by analyzing past data and flagging potential risks early. Optimize resource allocation, people, materials, timing, and maybe most importantly, provide data-driven insights for better decisions, proactive problem-solving before things blow up.
It sounds like AI offers real support at every single stage, from winning the job to finishing it. Okay, so the guide sums up the big benefits. What are the main advantages that really jump out?
Several big ones. Improved efficiency, boosted productivity that's clear from automating tasks and streamlining workflows.
Definitely.
We've also talked about enhanced creativity, those fresh perspectives in design and content, making better decisions based on data and predictive insights. That's massive. Plus, contributing to more personalized, engaging client experiences, and ultimately saving time and resources for AEC firms.
And the guide also flags better accuracy and consistency, especially in things like proposals, which makes firms more competitive. It all sounds great, but there's
Yeah.
always a but, isn't there? What about the risks? Overusing AI, getting it wrong.
Absolutely. The guide is clear on the cautions. A big risk is generic content stuff that lacks that vital personalization, the human touch that's so key in AEC.
Right, you don't want proposals to sound like they came from a template factory.
Exactly. And there's a real risk of inaccuracies if the AI was trained on biased or incomplete data. AI, powerful as it is, can miss subtleties, lack deep contextual understanding for complex AEC projects.
The guide mentions AI's limited domain expertise compared to experienced humans. What does that look like practically?
Well, AI can learn about AEC from data, but it doesn't have years of hands-on experience, right? It doesn't have that intuition built from working on diverse projects or understand the nuances of specific client relationships like a human professional does.
So it might suggest something technically feasible, but maybe not practical or cost-effective in the real world.
Precisely. Or something that doesn't quite align with the client's unspoken goals. It lacks that real-world wisdom.
And there's the worry the language could just sound robotic
Hmm.
or not very persuasive.
Yeah, that too. AI text can sometimes feel a bit flat, impersonal. It might lack the natural flow, the storytelling, the emotional connection that builds trust and wins projects.
So it's definitely not just set it and forget it, which
No.
leads right into human AI collaboration. The guide really pushes this idea.
It does, strongly. The key message is view AI as a tool to augment human capabilities, enhance them, not replace skilled AEC professionals.
Okay.
Critical thinking, creativity, deep domain expertise, emotional intelligence. Humans bring all that, and it remains absolutely vital.
So find the sweet spot where human strengths and AI strengths work together.
Exactly, a synergistic balance.
Yeah.
AI for efficiency and automation, humans for oversight, quality control, context, relationships.
Makes sense.
And this involves continually fine-tuning AI models with AEC-specific data to make them better, more relevant. And like we said, prompt engineering is crucial for guiding the AI effectively.
Looking ahead then, what does the guide suggest about where AI and AEC is going?
Well, it expects continuous, rapid evolution. Language models getting much better at understanding context, being fine-tuned for very specific AEC tasks.
So even more specialized tools.
Probably. Expect AI to get even better at streamlining proposals, boosting design creativity, enhancing collaboration. More personalization in content and communication seems likely too. But the guide stresses AEC pros must commit to continuous learning and adaptation to keep up. It's not optional anymore.
Right.
And challenges like data security, integrating AI smoothly into existing systems, those need ongoing attention.
So for anyone in AEC listening, staying informed, embracing learning about AI, that's going to be critical. The guide even talks about AI literacy in the workplace.
Yes, it emphasizes that getting a basic grasp of AI principles and what it can do is becoming really valuable, helps you stay competitive, opens up opportunities.
How so?
Well, it lets you make smarter decisions about using AI tools and helps you collaborate more effectively with AI systems. The focus should be on building skills that complement AI critical thinking, complex communication, creativity, all the things we've been talking about.
Now, the guide gets really practical, outlining specific techniques for using AI in content creation, even giving example prompts. What are some key takeaways there?
Okay, first, really understand the specific AI tool you're using like ChatGPT. Know its strengths, its weaknesses. Then, before you even write a prompt, be crystal clear on your content needs and your objectives. What do you want this thing to do?
Good point.
Then comes crafting effective prompts.
Hmm.
Give it enough context. State your goal clearly. Think about your audience. And realize it's often iterative. You try something, see the result, tweak the prompt, try again.
So it's not a magic button. Don't expect perfection first time.
Absolutely not. The guide is really clear. AI output is often just a starting point. You have to customize it, add your firm's brand voice, your specific expertise, the project details,
The human touch again.
always. And don't forget basics like optimizing for search engines if it's web content. Techniques like prompt engineering, prompt priming, where you give the AI specific instructions up front, like act as an expert marketer or provide examples of the style you want. Those give you much more control and better quality.
And the guide gives actual examples for AEC tasks, like LinkedIn articles, marketing copy, case studies.
Exactly. For LinkedIn, AI can help brainstorm topics, write catchy intros, suggest hashtags. For general marketing copy, it helps generate persuasive language for websites, emails, whatever.
Okay.
For case studies, it helps structure the story, highlight the wins. For rewriting existing copy, maybe making something clearer or more impactful, it can be super fast and efficient. The guide even includes sample prompts you can adapt, like telling the AI to act as a seasoned AEC marketer when generating proposal win themes, or asking it to pinpoint the most compelling parts of a project for a case study.
That sounds incredibly useful, really actionable stuff for listeners. Okay, finally, the guide tackles overcoming challenges, embracing AI fully. What's the message there?
Well, a big one is the fear around jobs, right?
Yeah, that's always there with automation.
Understandable. But the guide really pushes the idea of AI as an augmentation tool, something that enhances productivity, not just a replacement. Acknowledging the learning curve is key, too. People need training and
You
resources.
can't just dump it on them.
Right. And concerns about generic content.
Yeah.
That's where human customization comes in, like we've said. Responsible, ethical use is paramount. And the guide stresses agility firms need to adopt tech reasonably quickly to stay competitive. Implement good change management. Adapt to changing client. Demands more focus on sustainability, wellness in buildings, and use tools like social media strategically alongside AI.
Okay, so wrapping it all up, AI is undeniably a game changer for AEC. Big benefits in efficiency, creativity, decision-making, but it's not magic.
Definitely not.
Success means being thoughtful, managing the risks, fostering that human-AI collaboration, and really committing to ongoing learning. Hopefully, this deep dive into the AE Marketer's Guide has given you, our listener, a solid shortcut to understanding this landscape.
Absolutely. Our aim was to arm you with key insights, maybe spark some ideas about how AI is being used now in AEC and what possibilities are opening up.
And on that note, here's a final thought for you to chew on, building on all this. As AI gets woven deeper into the fabric of the AEC industry, how might that fundamentally reshape the core skills that will be most valuable in future AEC professionals? And maybe more importantly, what steps can you or your firm take today to get ready for that evolution? Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.